Hello and welcome to the Feast for the Soul. And it is January 22nd, 2022, and I'm so happy you're joining us. Today, we're lucky enough to have one of my dear friends and a really amazing meditation teacher. And if you haven't ever heard of this word, a Jyotishi. That's a Vedic astrologer. And he works, and I met him when we were working for Deepak Chopra. We actually came to the Maharishi Ayurveda Health Center within weeks of each other in the early 90s. And that was where we both met Deepak Chopra and both got steeped into Vedic wisdom and knowledge. I'm really happy to introduce Brent BecVar, and he is here today with us to lead us into a program. And Brent, welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Namaste, everyone. And thank you for having me. Am I on now? Shall I?
You sound good, and you're here, and we love you.
Good. Well, thank you. I want to first of all honor and acknowledge everyone that is here on this call, and especially honor in each of us that which draws us to meditation. This is very important to inquire into. What is it that draws us toward meditation? What is that longing? And it's helpful to inquire of ourselves. What is that in us that draws us to meditation? I want to especially honor and acknowledge Sarah, because she has worked so long and so tirelessly in her dharma to bring people together for meditation in convocations like this one over many years. And I've known Sarah 30 years now, and I'm so grateful for her friendship and companionship, and also her husband Marty. When I was living in Santa Barbara over the last year, I got to meditate with them frequently, and we had our little bubble together, and it was so blissful every time. And thank you, Sarah, for all you've done, and for all the teachers that you've trained and inspired and encouraged over the years. Many hundreds of teachers, and who are now hopefully inspiring, encouraging others in their meditation practice. So before we start, I just want to ask everyone to join me in a short invocation. So if you'll just close your eyes and bring your attention inside for a minute, just sit easily. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vaditamastu Mavidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the divine protect us. May the divine nourish us. May our inquiry be energetic and illumined, and may no animosity arise among us. Om, peace, peace, peace. Thank you. Let's open our eyes. So I'm very grateful to be able to be joining everyone for meditation this morning. It's the next best thing to being together in person. So I'm really glad that we can have these kinds of meetings together in present time. I can certainly say that meditation has been my own great refuge, and I'm sure Sarah will agree. It's been, and it is, and continues to be the most important time that I feel I spend every day. I think of meditation, and I often say this to my clients or people that I'm talking to about meditation, that it is the solution to the dilemma of being human. And I don't know how that came to me, but I think of the dilemma of being human is our tendency to forget our true nature and essentially overly identify with this particular body, a particular personality, a song and dance, I call it, what we've developed over the course of our lives in order to feel safe in the world and hopefully attract positive attention and avoid negative attention. Our identification with all the various roles we play many roles, all of us, and certainly our relationships. But all these things engage our attention and keep us in some ways in a state of forgetfulness of our true nature, which is consciousness itself, that in which all of those things arises. Whoops, did I just mess up my, oh, okay,
Nope,
there.
you sound good.
Okay, so the dilemma of being human is our tendency from the time we were little to be preoccupied with survival and continuing and in some ways staying safe in the world. And so we've developed all of these strategies in terms of personality and ego. And we have to certainly have compassion for that aspect of ourselves, because it has kept us safe. It has enabled us to continue and survive and all. But it's like an allergy. I think of it as like an allergy. It's sort of taken over. You know, it originally developed to protect us, keep us safe, but over time, it really can dominate our attention. So meditation in every spiritual tradition is the way to remember our true nature and to rise out of this limited identification with body, personality, roles, relationships, and so on. You know, in the great science of transformation, the yoga tradition, meditation is, you might say, it's the pinnacle of all the limbs of yoga. All the limbs of yoga, all the tools and techniques, the precepts, the asanas, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyana, dharana, dhyan, and all lead us to samadhi, which is the experience of meditation. And every spiritual tradition in some way has pointed to this practice. So as I said earlier, we really want to honor and acknowledge our own, that in us that has drawn us to meditation. We wish that more people were drawn to meditation. It would be a very different world if that were the case. But in fact, the more that we do meditate, I think we're contributing to the welfare of the whole. We're creating that coherence. And the more we meditate with other people like we're doing today, I think we can, in some ways, magnify that coherence. So I'm really grateful to you all for coming together on this occasion, on this morning, for this Feast of the Soul. And know that in doing so, you're contributing to the welfare of not just our group, but the community and the world at large. And every time we meditate, I think we have that, we have an influence like that, more than we may realize. So thank God for meditation. Thank God for that which has drawn us to meditation. So I love to talk about meditation. I know Sarah does, and probably all of us like to talk about it from time to time, but you know, of course, the most important thing is that we take the time and allow ourselves to slip into that experience of unbounded awareness, during which times we rise out of this limited identification and begin to experience more of our true nature as consciousness. Again, that in which all of this, the body, the personality, the roles we play, our experience of a world, all takes place in consciousness. And it's always available to us, like the air we breathe. It's always present. And however, you know, like the air we breathe, we often forget that we have this air and oxygen that we're breathing. If it was taken away for even a minute, we would, you know, we'd be very aware of it, but we take it for granted. And in the same way, we take for granted the context, you might say, of all of our, of the content of all of our experience, which is consciousness itself. So, all right, well, anyway, I'm grateful to be with you all this morning. So let's bring our attention inside for a moment and just sit easily. Sit comfortably. And as we begin to bring our attention inside, begin to be become aware of the body, the sensation of the body. And become aware of the sensation of the circulation that we can sense as tingling that's moving through our physical bodies, the circulation of the blood as it moves easily and effortlessly through the body. It requires no effort for our circulation to move through the body. And begin to become aware of just the very tips of the toes. And just have the intention, as we become aware of the tips of the toes, if there's any tension, fatigue, discomfort anywhere in that area of the body, just let it go, release it. And now awareness of the toes and the balls of the feet, and the bottoms of the feet, and the heels and the tops of the feet and the ankles. Any tension that we might notice there, just let it go. And the calves and the calf muscles and the shins and shin bones. Any tension, just let it go. Now the knees and the backs of the knees and the thighs and the thigh muscles. Any tension, just let it go. And now sense the tips of the fingers and the palms of the hands and the backs of the hands, completely relaxed. And the wrists and the lower arms. Any tension, just let it go. And the elbows and the upper arms, completely relaxed. And now become aware of the buttocks muscles, anus muscle, the genital region, the whole pelvic region. Any tension, just let it go. And the tip of the spine and the lower abdomen and the lower back and the stomach and all the intestines, completely relaxed. And now the kidneys and adrenals and the solar plexus, diaphragm, the ribs and the rib cage. Any tension, just let it go. The upper back and the chest, heart and lungs, completely relaxed. And the shoulders and neck and the back of the neck and the throat and the jaw, chin, mouth, lips, teeth, tongue, and the cheeks and the cheekbones. Any tension, just let it go. Now the eyes and the eyelids and the eyebrows and the forehead and the whole head, completely relaxed. And now begin to become aware of the breathing, the easy and effortless way the body wants to breathe. Notice that there's no effort in allowing the breath, allowing the body to breathe. And we feel as though we are being breathed. No effort. And now begin to become aware of the heart and bring the awareness to the heart center. And continuing to be aware of the sensation of the circulation moving all through the body without effort, and awareness of the breathing moving all through the body without effort. Begin to imagine now allowing everything to be exactly as it is, without any interference on our side. Everything exactly as it is. Nothing to change, nothing to improve. And no comparing of this moment to any idea of how it should be. Even allowing everything in our own body and nervous system to just be as it is. Nothing to get to. Anticipating nothing. Nothing to do and nowhere to go. And nothing to become. Imagine what that might be like. Just allowing everything to be as it is. Imagine no resistance to anything. No resistance. Leave everything. No trying. No struggling against the universe by struggling against this moment. I'm accepting everything as it is. This moment, now and always, already is as it should be. In this state of acceptance, I take responsibility for any of my projections, my judgments, my dissatisfactions, anything that may be perceived as a problem. No blame of anything or anyone, including myself. No outer experience that I may see as a problem. My outer experience is a direct reflection of my inner state of consciousness. And in that state, I can choose how to be in this moment and see it as a creative opportunity. Now, imagine I no longer have anything to defend. I am defenseless. And allow that feeling of being defenseless to move from me out into the universe. And in being completely defenseless, I do not give birth to any sense of enemy or enmity. And in relinquishing any fixed point of view, I allow for all points of view. I am open to all. In this moment, there is nothing missing. I am whole and complete as I am. Everything is as it is.
Brent, you're on mute.
Am I unmuted now?
Yes.
So let's bring our awareness back to the breath and the sensation of the body. To feel that sensation of the circulation moving all through the body, easily and effortlessly, bringing fresh nourishment and strength and comfort and healing to every muscle, every nerve. And as we observe and witness and sense the breathing, bringing fresh prana, fresh brightness, happiness, strength, comfort, healing, every part of the body, every part of the system. And before we open our eyes, just have the gentle inquiry in this moment, who or what is aware of this body, of these thoughts, of any perception of a world. What is that awareness? And now, whenever you're completely ready, let's just begin to slowly open our eyes. Namaste, everyone. Namaste. And thank you.
Thank you, Brent. I could have bathed in that silence for a very long time.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah. Thank you for that. I love the question, who or what is aware of this body, of these thoughts, of the perceptions of the world? What is it that is aware? Thank you so much for that.
Mhm.
And that initial chant that you guided us into, would you share a little bit about that?
Well, it's one of many great Vedic mantras, many great Vedic invocations. And it's just a sort of opening ourselves to the protection of the divine and the nourishment that's always available to us. I love Sanskrit chants, and the Sanskrit language has such a special resonance in our human experience, and it's one of the root languages, very old and carries a lot of potency. So I encourage everyone to explore some of these traditional Vedic mantras. One of the most important is the Gayatri mantra, the great mantra for enlightenment. But there are many beautiful mantras in the Vedic tradition, and there's always a lot to say about that, but I invite you and encourage you to look into it. And you can find these online. You can find them in YouTube and Google. The Gayatri mantra, the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, Lakshmi mantra, Saraswati mantra, Ganesh mantra. All of these great, powerful, and profound mantras that are available to us. And the resonance and the intonement of these mantras has very specific and beneficial influence, both for ourselves and for the environment. Would you agree, Sarah?
I would totally agree. And I'm thinking about how I want to play some, even though I don't know all the words to all of them, though I did memorize the Gayatri mantra. Sometimes I just like to play them in my environment to create more coherence. Yeah.
Great. It's a good way to learn mantras, just to listen to them over and over, to hear a pundit who really has good Sanskrit, who's really, precise and learned the language properly, to listen to that and let it resonate in our awareness. Yeah, it's a great thing to do.
Well, thank you, Brent. I know it's really important in my experience to bookend my meditations with mantras or prayers or journaling, as Laurel shares with us, or just to bookend the deep silence with an intro and an outro, as they might say. I'm going to stop recording now. Thank you for joining us on this recording. Thank you, Brent.